Hey guys, Scott Harris here to talk about why IPOs are good. I am for them. Hooray, hooray. Let's jump right into it. Um, Experts in various financial backgrounds, and I'm using the term various because they're all synonymous to a degree, uh, say that now is the perfect time to get involved in the ever so lucrative world of IPOs. Now, they have several reasons for this position, and I'll talk about a few, and then I'll get into some numbers here in a few minutes. Some of the reasons, due to the nature of the economy, and the unwillingness of banks and other financial institutions to give loans to companies, especially new startup companies, many of them are having to sell stock in order to generate cash to finance growth, which is what it's all about. That being the case, they often have to sell a larger percentage, perhaps, than they would have liked to, and or take a lower share price than they might otherwise have gotten in a market where they weren't so pressured to find financial growth, and in a market where financial institutions weren't so skeptic of especially new companies. Now, this in turn is great news for investors. It's a buyer's market, people. Here's why. There's really two kinds of investors that can benefit from IPOs. First, you have the investor that may want to get in at the very beginning with the intentions of selling the shares immediately as the expected initial swell takes place, swell in terms of the percentage in growth, which will happen, thus profiting from the flip, as it is often referred to. We call these guys flippers. It's no secret today. You buy it low within the first couple of days when it shoots up. You sell it off. You make a profit. Hooray, hooray. That's one technique. The second type of investor that pursues IPOs are long-term investors, and they are constantly in search of the next big giant. And IPOs offer them the ability to get in on the ground floor, to wait around as the company grows and reap the benefits of the company's significantly swollen percentage increase in share worth, which happens most of the time. And I'll explain that in a minute. The technologies today and the constant variety of businesses booming, coming up to bat to bring this possibility to the forefront of the market is overwhelming at times. I'll talk about an example, an historic example, a giant example, and then I'll move on. Microsoft. Everybody knows that name. Shareholders that have held stock from the beginning have enjoyed a 3,000% increase in worth. 30,000, mind you, 30,000% increase in net worth. Wow. Now that's brilliant for the long-term guys, but let's not discount the other positive possibility that this stock had as well. It had an initial jump of 32% on its first day. So guys that were in, if they wanted to flip it, bam, 32% profit right off the bat. Obviously, it would have been in their best interest to hold on to it for a while, but regardless, everybody profited in terms of IPO holders. Moving on, let us consider now closed-end fund IPOs. There have been 398, almost 400 so far since 2001. Of those 398, 337 of them, 337 of 398 have, since their date of inception, had positive total share price returns. That's 84.7%, people. Almost 85%. I'll rephrase. In the last 12 years, 85% of all closed-end fund IPOs have had a positive return on their initial prices for shareholders. Wow, that is insane. But that just goes to show how much of a buyer's market it is right now. Purchasing an IPO and holding it through today would have been lucrative 85% of the time and during the last 12 years. That's good stuff. Now, that's the last 12 years. Let's bring it to 2013 really quick. Proof that 2013 is indeed getting hotter in terms of IPOs stems from the fact that just in the last 3 months, 9 IPOs have come to fruition, and they've all up by a minimum of 25%. Minimum 25%. 9. 100% of them. Here's some examples. X1 Company up 70% from its initial IPO price of $18. Boise Cascade Company up 50%. Anata Pharmaceuticals up almost 50%. Zoom Corp up over 30%. Stemline Therapeutics up over 30%. Guys, and the list goes on and on. Now, it is time now to watch out for future IPOs. Do your homework on them, make your strategy, execute the strategy, be it flipping or be it somebody that's in for the long haul, and be prepared for the ride. Scott Harris here, talking about why IPOs are good.